Good to see you. Was this bounce today expected, and how important is it that we see it hold?
Well, it's important that we see a hold. It was expected based on a rally into the close on Friday afternoon. The VIX, when it tends to get above 40, that tends to signal a short-term bottom, and that's what we saw on Friday. It was also important that we didn't get more bad news over the weekend, because that could have certainly derailed it. The real question is what happens tomorrow, what happens Wednesday, as we start getting more data about coronavirus in the United States. Does that spook investors? Is there something else out there? You know, how we close in the next hour is going to be very important because that's going to drive sentiment.
So you guys oversee $1.6 billion in assets.
Yep.
Mostly, what kind of clients?
So the 1879 Advisor is our retail-facing brand, so it's high net worth and mass affluent clients.
What are they doing with their money?
They're staying put. We haven't had many calls in the last week. We've had a few from the jittery clients, and it always tends to be the same people that are nervous. But generally speaking, they're staying put, they're staying invested, and we haven't seen anybody pulling assets. We also haven't had anybody kind of say, hey, I want to buy more on the dip. So sometimes you see that. We haven't seen that as of yet. Generally speaking, I would say people are staying relatively calm in terms of how they're behaving with their portfolio.
Well, it sounds like the 1879 client base are much more relaxed than the many we've spoken to. But good for you. Good for you. It's not been the phone ringing off the hook over the last week.
Meantime, companies continue to outline the virus impact and what steps they're taking in response. For instance, Target canceling its in-person investor meeting. Nike has temporarily closed its European headquarters after an employee was found to be infected with the virus. Honeywell is seeing a surge in demand for its protective face masks. Widespread reports of lines at stores like Costco this weekend. That stock up nicely, 7.25% on those reports of increased demand. And interestingly, the New York Times today warning on its revenue guidance, saying it is, quote, seeing a slowdown in advertising bookings, which we associate with uncertainty and anxiety about the virus, which could suggest it's not just airlines, cruises, and restaurants. Uncertainty seeping into other parts of the economy. And certainly business spending, Oliver.
Well, we're seeing today utilities is the strongest sector, and that's fairly insulated from coronavirus. So again, I think it's way too early to call it a bottom. I think investors should continue to be cautious. That doesn't mean sell. That doesn't mean act irrationally. But certainly take your time and digest the data.